Ryan Sangalia for APALA.com here with Johanna Hester. Tell me about the work that you are doing. First off, tell me about the organization that you're with, representing workers here in the United States.
Sure, sure. I'm Joanna Hester. I'm the national president for the Asian Pacific American Labor Alliance, or APALA. It is the only organization representing Asian American Pacific Islander union members in the nation.
And also, I was told off cam that you're also the highest ranking member of Asian American in AFSMI. Tell me about some of the work that you do with those people.
Absolutely. AFSMI is the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees. We are the largest public sector union in the U.S., representing 1.6 million workers in the nation. I work for the United Domestic Workers, AFSMI Local 3930, representing 94,000 home care providers, a lot of which are Filipino Americans.
Now, as a Filipino American, what are the issues that are most important? Give me three issues that you feel are the most important for Filipino American voters in this election.
Absolutely. On top of that, our jobs. Hillary is going to make sure that we have jobs for Filipino Americans, but also health care, also education, affordable and accessible education. But for Filipino Americans, on top of our list really is an immigration reform that has a pathway to citizenship. Hillary has a long history of supporting our community. We want a candidate that knows us, that knows our history, that has a history of working with us. She helped pass the Filipino veterans World War II veterans, I should say, equity bill. Which meant, they are now Filipino Americans, Filipino veterans are now receiving benefits for serving in World War II.
And looking down the ballot, who is the senator that you're supporting for the upcoming election?
Yes. The senator that we believe our community should support is Catherine Cortez Masto. She is running for the old Harry Reid seat, and we believe that she will continue the very, very good record that Senator Reid has done for our community, has led in our community, and just like Hillary Clinton, she will support and advocate for things that matter to Filipino Americans.
And give me your perception, or at least what you feel a Hillary Clinton presidency will mean to Filipino Americans.
Oh, absolutely. Having Hillary Clinton as our president would mean Filipino Americans have access to the White House, have access to programs, and have a voice in her administration. That's what's going to matter versus what we have with a Donald president.
Now, just touching on that also, the other side of the coin, what do you think America would be like for Filipino Americans under Donald Trump?
That's a very scary thought. That thought actually makes me want to cry. Because the platform that he's been running has been about criminalizing people who are different from how he looks. The policies that he's been advocating, the wall that he's been advocating, is not going to make sure that Filipino Americans have a voice in this country, even though we've been here a long time. And that's why I encourage everyone to vote this year, because that's really what's going to make sure that our community is acknowledged as a voting bloc or a voting member of the community, right?
No, one of the important things heading into this election has been canvassing and registering new voters and also getting early voter turnout. Tell me about some of the work that you and many of the people who are here in Nevada have been doing to really support your candidates.
No, absolutely. At this time in tomorrow's election day, it's really about who can get the voters to the polls. Clark County here in Nevada had a record-setting number from previous years of how many people have come out and voted on early voting, to the tune of 57,000 from 42,000 early voters, and that excites us because most of our Filipino kababayans nandito sa Las Vegas. They're here in Clark County, so we're very excited to hear about those numbers. I think we'll be surprised. I've talked to many Filipino Americans, and they are out there and they're going to vote. It's really about making plans to go to the polls. It's really about just turning out and voting for Hillary and voting for Catherine Masto tomorrow.
Because I was speaking with you earlier. Yeah, you were born in the Philippines, but you've been here since you were young.
Yeah.
And in your words, why do you feel it's important for Filipino Americans to get out there and let their voices be heard in this democracy?
Oh, such an important question, Ryan. So much is at stake. Look, if we're going to make a difference, if we're going to get an immigration reform with a pathway to citizenship, decriminalizing the 1.9 million Asian American Pacific Islander who are undocumented in this country, that alone is what at stake. Affordable and accessible education is another reason why we should be going out there and voting. Our students, our kababata, mga bata, they're graduating from college with so much debt, and Hillary wants to fix that problem, and I think she's the one that's going to help us with the help of congressional leaders, Senate leaders like Catherine Cortez Masto. So much is at stake. We have a stake in the game, and I think that let's get out there and vote.
I also want to ask you because one thing that made international news, even in the Philippines, was Trump had a speech where he listed the Philippines among countries that had terrorists or terror suspects. Where terrorist suspects come from. Did that move the needle at all, do you think, on the from Filipino Americans? And did that get people more involved personally in the election?
I think that it did. I think that anytime he criminalizes our community and he talks poorly about our community, it encourages people to even get out there and have a better candidate in mind, which is Hillary Clinton.
Mm-hmm. And lastly, I just want to ask, because a lot of people may not understand what's going on the ground, and really anyone who knows anything about politics knows that elections are won on the ground. What is your typical day like here in Nevada?
Oh, you wake up very early and you end very late because you want to make sure that you are not missing anybody who could vote, who could make a difference in this election. So we are in our base camp, what we call base camp, and we're here by 9. We're on the doors by 9:30, and we're hitting the pave until it gets dark. And we talk and we find as many voters as we can.